Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the SBM Daily Dose of Torah and Halacha. We were speaking about some of the halachot of Tosefet Shabbat, Tosefet Mechol HaKodesh, adding on from the sanctity of Shabbat to the mundaneness of the rest of the week, both when Shabbat begins and when Shabbat ends. We said that according to a vast majority of the Rishonim and Maran Shulchan Aruch, this is a positive Torah commandment. The most preferable way and the most preferable order to fulfill this mitzvah of adding from the mundane of the sanctity of Shabbat onto the weekday is after a person has already prayed mincha. A person should, hopefully there's a few minutes left, either be mekabel Shabbat bapeh, preferably verbally accept Shabbat by saying either toch emuneh am segula boi chala Shabbat malketa, or by saying hareni mekabel alai tosefet Shabbat kodesh, I hereby accept upon myself the sanctity of Shabbat Kodesh. By doing so, that is the fulfillment of this mitzvah. However, let's say there's not enough time to do that. We said this has got to be done before sunset. If a person doesn't have time, he didn't even, let's say, pray mincha yet, and he doesn't have time to say boi chala, he doesn't have time to say harenim kabel alai tosef Shabbat Kodesh. So what can he do? Most poskim bring down, Maran Zechon Bracha says in Chazon Ovadia, that it is sufficient for one to mentally separate himself from all melacha, from all works that are prohibited on Shabbat. And once a person makes that mental designation that I am done working, I'm done, I separate myself from the lametet, from the 39 forbidden works on Shabbat, that in and of itself, that conviction is enough to bring about this mitzvah of Tosefet Mechol HaKodesh. So much so that in general, although this is not the time to discuss it so much at length now, but we know that after a person accepts Shabbat within the congregation, a person can no longer pray mincha a Friday afternoon. However, if a person did not accept Shabbat, if a person accepted Shabbat only on a private level, he still may pray mincha on his own on Erev Shabbat, which means that if this Kabbalat Shabbat was on a private level, he didn't do it along with the congregation, he accepted it upon himself, the halacha is that one may still pray mincha shel Erev Shabbat after doing that, even though he has accepted Shabbat on his own private basis. That is the ruling of the Mishnah Berurah, that's the ruling of Maran Zechon Bracha in Chazon Ovadia. And one last ruling with regards to this mitzvah for today is that the Chazon Ovadia brings down what happens if different members of the family are, holding in different places with regards to their preparations for Shabbat. The husband's ready to accept Shabbat, the wife is not, or the wife is and the husband's not, or the kids are not. There is a machloket hacharonim. There are some opinions that say, Shevet HaLevi and others rule that the spouses can drag each other along, especially if it's the husband. Nevertheless, Maran Zechon Bracha in Chazon Ovadia, Shabbat Chelek Aleph rules that spouses do not drag each other along. If a husband goes to shul, let's say he's praying earlier Shabbat, and he accepts Shabbat earlier, that does not bind the wife. If the wife wants to accept Shabbat a little bit earlier, that does not bind the husband. Everybody is on their own with regards to this mitzvah of Tosefet Shabbat, Tosefet Mechol HaKodesh, and therefore everybody should be mindful of fulfilling this mitzvah on their own. I thank you for listening. Bezat Hashem will continue tomorrow with some more halachot.